We call him Here We Go, Romeo. So now my end is, yeah, we win another bowl game, and I'm excited about that. That's all I need.
There we go.
Great story.
All right, we'll be right back.
ABC 36 Solid Blue Sports Report is brought to you by UK Federal Credit Union.
At home, we're about comfort. And now our Comfort Deck reclining at Value City Furniture is up to 20% off during our Labor Day sale. Or enjoy no interest financing. We are designer looks. Only at Value City Furniture.
Big rigs can cause big wrecks on our Kentucky roads.
Even a slow-moving truck like this can be dangerous. But when a big rig is going full speed on the highway, the consequences can be deadly. That's why I'm here to stop these big trucks. I'm attorney Darryl Isaacs, the Hammer. I am America's big truck lawyer. We've recovered over $1 billion for our clients, and we're ready to fight for you.
Big truck wreck, WeWin.com.
One call, that's all.
At Wiseway, we're ready to deal on lighting and accessories you can't find online. So hurry in for the Let's Make a Deal sale. 2 days of amazing deals. August 26th and 27th at the Wiseway showroom in Lexington, formerly Kentucky Lighting. There's never been anything like it. Designer lighting and accessories on sale, where you determine the price you pay. So go ahead, make us an offer during the Let's Make a Deal sale. August 26th and 27th at Wiseway in Lexington on Winchester Road.
Heavy-duty pulling power to conquer the high road or the off-road. The GMC Sierra Heavy Duty, premium and capable. Sierra Heavy Duty models are arriving weekly at your local GMC dealers. Available for immediate delivery with 0% financing.
Shop Value City Furniture during our Labor Day mattress sale and get a free adjustable base with the purchase of select mattresses. Plus, save big on brand name mattress and adjustable base sets. Or get 60 months, no interest financing. Only at Value City Furniture.
It's Keno night, and you got this. And you've got 37 ways to win a top prize of $100,000. Keno from the Kentucky Lottery. You got this.
People often ask me, how much do I have to pay you up front to be my lawyer? The answer is nothing. It's free unless we win. Personal injury, car crash, slip and fall, free unless we win. We never take a fee unless we win your case. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
When it feels good, waking up, and you got more than coffee filling up your cup. Great way to wake up, I like it, gonna be another great day to wake up. I'm up and wide awake. It's a great way to wake up, and I like it. It's a great way to wake up, and I like it. It's a great way to wake up.
You're watching ABC 36 News at 6.
Snoop Dogg entering the world of children's programming with a new animated kids series.
Yeah, who else? Doggyland, kids, songs, and nursery rhymes launched on YouTube and YouTube Kids.
Look at this image.
Which one are you?
Doggyland.
Snoop Dogg
Pick your
partnered.
character.
Alrighty then.
Snoop Dogg partnering with Claude Brooks, the Emmy-nominated producer and creator of the children franchise Hip Hop Harry, and singer-songwriter October London on the project. Features a colorful cast of dogs who use song, dance, and rap to teach social, emotional, and cognitive skills aimed at toddlers to 8-year-olds.
Okay, that's a cool concept.
Yeah.
The rapper voices the main character, wait for the name, Bow Wizzle, who serves as the adult mentor to the rest of the cast. Snoop Dogg said as a father, grandfather, and longtime youth football coach, it's always been important to him to build positive and educational environments for all children.
All right, useless knowledge question. What's Snoop Dogg's real name?
Calvin Brodus.
There you go. You win the Christmas turkey. No, wait, you are the Christmas turkey. All right, our Kentucky Lottery scratch and forecast here. We're looking good the next couple days. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit on the warm side. Hey, it's late August, and we've been doing okay. Good news is humidity levels stay relatively low on Wednesday and Thursday.
Do we know TG's real name?
Yeah, you got to figure it out.
T what?
T-sizzle.
T-sizzle. The shizzle.
Tonight, the news on former President Trump. The National Archives indicating the former president had more than 700 pages of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago. Also, major news coming in from Ukraine tonight. President Zelensky warning the Ukrainian people of potentially brutal Russian strikes tomorrow. First, those 700 pages of classified documents the National Archives indicates were at Mar-a-Lago. This new information tonight from a letter released by the former president's own team. The former president asking for a special master to review the evidence seized. And tonight, what a judge is now saying about that request. Terry Moran with late reporting. Also breaking that warning in Ukraine tonight from President Zelensky, telling the Ukrainian people brutal strikes could be coming from Russia. What the U.S. State Department is saying tonight as well, sharing declassified intelligence with Ukraine. Ian Panel from inside Ukraine with what we're learning at this hour. In this country, the deadly flooding, torrential rains on the move tonight across several states. And now we learn of the wife and mother on the phone with her husband as her car was lifted by the waters. What she said to him, she did not survive. Trevor Ault in the flood zone, Ginger Z, timing out the storms tonight. This evening, 2 men convicted in the plot to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Murder charges dropped against 2 police officers accused of killing Rayshard Brooks in Atlanta. Why the officers have been cleared tonight. The ABC News countdown to the midterms tonight and primary day in New York and Florida. In New York, 2 veteran members of Congress turning on each other, now competing to represent the same district, Jerry Nadler and Carolyn Maloney. And what about the 3rd candidate in this race? And in Florida tonight, voters deciding who will take on Governor Ron DeSantis in November. Rachel Scott standing by to break it all down. The husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi pleading guilty to DUI after his crash in California. Tonight, the sentence. 2 major recalls from 2 separate automakers tonight involving SUVs and a potential fire risk, urging owners to park their vehicles away from their homes. And America Strong tonight, why it clearly pays to live next door to a firefighter and a nurse.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. It is great to have you with us here on a Tuesday night. We have 2 major headlines tonight. The news coming in from Ukraine, with President Zelensky has now warned the Ukrainian people tonight to be prepared for possible brutal Russian strikes in the coming hours. What the U.S. State Department is also saying tonight. But we begin with former President Trump and that eye-opening new reveal. Tonight we have learned the National Archives, in a letter that they wrote to the former president's lawyers, said they had retrieved more than 700 pages of classified material from Mar-a-Lago earlier this year. Now, this new information tonight actually was released by the former president's own team. And those 700 pages, that was the number even before the FBI raid weeks ago. In fact, it was that discovery from the National Archives, those 700 pages, that in part prompted the Department of Justice to get involved. And the New York Times now reporting the documents at Mar-a-Lago included some from the CIA, the National Security Agency, and the FBI. The Times also reporting the former president himself went through the boxes before turning over the first batches of documents. Tonight, the former president still asking that judge to appoint a special master to review all of the evidence seized by the FBI. And what that judge is now saying about that tonight. ABC's Terry Moran leading us off again tonight.
Tonight, a newly released letter from the National Archives reveals the scope and the magnitude of the trove of classified material Donald Trump took with him to Mar-a-Lago when he left the White House. Over 100 documents with classification markings comprising more than 700 pages. Some include the highest levels of classification, including Special Access Programs, SAP materials. That security designation is reserved for the most sensitive secrets in the government. It restricts access to the smallest number of individuals possible, only those with a need to know. The letter from the archives was released by a representative of Trump himself. This past January, the Trump team handed over 15 boxes of documents to the archives. The New York Times reports they included documents from the CIA, the National Security Agency, and the FBI. According to the paper, Mr. Trump went through the boxes himself before turning them over. But even after that, Trump still had not returned everything sought by the government. Months later, in June, more documents were given back. And then, in that search on August 8th, the FBI seized 11 more sets of classified materials.
So let's get right to Terry Moran with us from Washington again tonight. And Terry, the former president is calling for the court to appoint a special master to review all this evidence seized from Mar-a-Lago. And tonight, we're hearing from that judge.
That's right, David. The Trump team wants a special master. That's an individual appointed by the court to review all of the documents seized by the FBI. But the court fired back with an order that asked for basic information lacking in the Trump team's request. Like, what law are you invoking? Like, how does the court have the power in this instance to give it to you, and why her court? This is a different court than the one that handled the search warrant. This was a stunning rebuke from a judge appointed by Donald Trump. David?
A lot of questions to be answered in the coming days on that. Terry Moran leading us off. Thank you, Terry. The other major story, as I mentioned, we're following tonight comes from Ukraine. Tonight, President Zelensky issuing an urgent warning to Ukrainians that especially brutal strikes could be coming from Russia in the coming hours. They're now in the early morning hours in Ukraine. Their Independence Day has begun. And tonight, the U.S. State Department urging Americans to leave Ukraine, sharing declassified intelligence with Ukraine. Our chief foreign correspondent, Ian Pannell, back in Kyiv for us tonight.
Tonight, President Zelensky issuing an ominous new warning to his people, saying Russia may be planning, quote, hideous provocations and brutal strikes as Ukraine prepares to celebrate Independence Day. And tonight, the U.S. again urging Americans to leave Ukraine amid that threat of intensified Russian attacks. State Department sources saying declassified intelligence shared with the Ukrainians shows the Kremlin may be preparing to launch strikes on highly populated areas. Ukraine's banning large gatherings during the event. ABC's Britt Clennett asking President Zelensky about the threat.
What's your reason for urging people not to gather tomorrow? Is it because Kyiv is under threat?
Ми говоримо, що ці дні можуть бути провокативними з боку Російської Федерації.
Amid these concerns over what Russia may do next, the United Nations holding an emergency meeting on the volatile situation at Ukraine's Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant. Ukraine saying Russian strikes damaged infrastructure and transformers, briefly cutting off power at Europe's largest nuclear plant. The Ukrainians also claiming Russians are shelling the plant's nearby ash pits, where nuclear waste is stored, raising clouds of toxic radioactive dust, stoking ongoing fears of a potential nuclear disaster.
And so let's bring in Ian Pannell tonight reporting from Kyiv. And Ian, I want to get right back to the U.S. State Department again, urging Americans to leave Ukraine, saying it shared a declassified intelligence with Ukraine, suggesting that Russia might in fact be planning these strikes on Independence Day, which of course is in the hours ahead. President Zelensky, in your report there, obviously clearly very concerned about the real possibility of this.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, Independence Day has just begun and this country is braced. But Zelensky also doubling down tonight. He's saying that they won't relent until they retake back parts of the country occupied by Russia, not just in the last 6 months, but for years, even Crimea. Forget any peace deal for now. This war looks set to drag on for a long time. David?
Ian Pannell in Kyiv for us. Ian, thank you. Back here at home tonight, the deadly flooding, torrential rains on the move at this hour across several states. Much of Dallas still recovering after the most rain there in a 24-hour period in nearly 100 years. And tonight here, we are learning about the wife and mother on the phone with her husband as her car was swept away. She did not survive. Ginger Z is tracking the storms ahead tonight, but first, Trevor Ault in the flood zone.
Tonight, those record-breaking storms pushing east, now dumping torrential rain on the deep south. In northeast Louisiana, a tractor-trailer exiting Interstate 20, losing control and overturning. This after the Dallas-Fort Worth area received the most rain over a 24-hour period in nearly a century Monday. Hundreds of calls for help, dozens of homes damaged.
What people in the Dallas area, as well as this entire region, sustained was an extraordinary challenge.
In Mesquite, just east of Dallas, 60-year-old Jolene Gerald killed after her vehicle was swept away. Friends telling our affiliate WFAA the mother of 3 was working as an Uber driver and that before she was killed, she was on the phone with her husband telling him it felt like someone was pushing her car. Tragically, searchers in Utah finding the body of Jaitel Agnihotri Monday, missing after flash floods tore through Zion National Park Friday. And in Mississippi tonight, a stalled storm system making for an anxious evening ahead.
And David, we're already seeing the flooding here in Jackson, and this flood watch continues all the way through tomorrow night because we still may get another half a foot of rain. David.
All right, Trevor Ault in Mississippi. Trevor, thank you. Let's get more on this. Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z on the storms again tonight. Hi, Ginger.
Hey there, David. After all of that extra rain that Dallas got on top of what was already breaking records, we've now seen the wettest August on record. That's coming from exceptional drought, the highest level. And I want to take you to the map because that flash flood threat is not only there in Jackson, Mississippi, but over to Meridian. If you're driving I-20, Hattiesburg. Don't drive if you get a flash flood warning on your phone. That is the best way to stay alive because you cannot beat moving water. And that is what we're going to see more of. That stationary front barely moves the next 36 hours. It's going to allow all of that tropical moisture to pool up against it, and that's where you get that 3 to 6 inches. Some places could even see higher numbers than that, David.
All right, Ginger, thanks again tonight for being with us. Meantime, tonight in Michigan, a jury convicting 2 men of conspiring to kidnap Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Here's ABC's Ike Kajaji.
Tonight, a key victory for the Justice Department in its fight against domestic terrorism. A jury finding 2 self-styled militiamen guilty of plotting to kidnap and kill Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer in 2020.
All of our elected officials, everyone, deserves to be able to live in safety and not in fear.
Adam Fox and Barry Croft convicted on all counts, including conspiring to obtain a weapon of mass destruction in the form of a bomb. The verdict coming 4 months after a different jury deadlocked on the charges against these 2 men, prompting prosecutors to file a motion to quickly retry the case. In October 2020, the FBI arrested Fox and Croft along with 4 other men as they allegedly tried to buy explosives with the goal of attacking Whitmer before Election Day. According to authorities, the plot was months in the making, driven in part by the Democratic governor's COVID-19 restrictions. The FBI infiltrating and wiretapping the group after one member turned informant, alarmed by the talk of killing police. At both trials, however, the defense arguing this was a case of entrapment and that the defendants were just big talkers.
My client is disappointed in the verdict. It's been a good fight.
But evidence submitted at trial showed Fox, the group's ringleader, conducting surveillance on Whitmer's vacation home and firing a stun gun. The men allegedly planning to blow up a nearby bridge to slow police response, then take Whitmer to a secret location in Wisconsin for a trial that would end in her execution.
David, Governor Whitmer releasing a statement saying today's verdicts prove that violence and threats have no place in our politics and that those who seek to divide us will be held accountable. Now, both Fox and Croft face life in prison, but their lawyers are considering an appeal. David?
All right, Ike Kajaji in Chicago. Ike, thank you. And tonight in Atlanta, murder charges have now been dropped against 2 police officers accused of killing Rayshard Brooks. Steve Osunsami tonight on why the officers have now been cleared.
Police officers in Georgia are celebrating this tonight.
It's my conclusion that the use of deadly force was objectively reasonable and that they did not act with criminal intent.
The special prosecutor has announced that he will clear the 2 white police officers seen here in an arrest that turned deadly at the parking lot of this Atlanta fast food restaurant in June of 2020. Authorities today shared that the victim, 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks, wasn't just drunk behind the wheel, but was also on cocaine and other drugs. And that officers Garrett Rolfe and Devin Brosnan, who were responding to calls from the restaurant, acted within the law.
The police didn't come into this encounter hot. There was no hostility. They were businesslike. They were polite.
In announcing their decision, authorities replayed videos of the 40-minute encounter, pointing out that not only did Rayshard Brooks grab a police stun gun and run, but that he was pointing the weapon at the officer who shot and killed him.
Brosnan and Rolfe committed no crimes.
The family of Rayshard Brooks tonight is heartbroken.
This family lost a father, and they deserve a jury trial.
This all happened during the summer of protests after the killings of George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery. And the 2 officers who won today argue that they were sacrificed by authorities here to help calm the streets. They've spent the last 2 years trying to clear their names, and tonight they are still on the Atlanta police force. David?
Steve Osunsami with us. Thank you, Steve. We turn to the Breonna Taylor case tonight in Kentucky. A former Louisville police detective has tonight pleaded guilty to helping falsify the warrant that led to the deadly raid that killed Taylor. Kelly Goodlett pleading guilty to a federal conspiracy charge. She may now be cooperating with investigators. Breonna Taylor was fatally shot more than 2 years ago now by officers who knocked down her door while executing a drug search warrant. 3 other officers involved in the incident are also facing federal charges. We turn next tonight to the ABC News countdown to the midterms and primary day in New York and Florida. In New York, Two veteran members of Congress turning on each other to now compete for their political careers. They're competing to represent the same district now. And in Florida tonight, voters are deciding there who will take on Governor Ron DeSantis in November. Rachel Scott here in New York City tonight.
They are two of the most powerful Democrats in Congress. Jerry Nadler presided over both Trump impeachment trials as chairman of the Judiciary. Carolyn Maloney leads the House Oversight Committee. But now a redrawn New York congressional map has forced these longtime allies to run against each other. And in the 11th hour, the race has gotten ugly.
I think that you should read the editorial in the New York Post today. They called him senile.
Have you been disappointed by some of the comments from Congressman Maloney?
Yes. I've been very disappointed when she talks about that I'm not really running for the seat or that I'm senile. I mean, it's absurd. I'm surprised at her.
Both were elected in 1992. Nadler has emphasized he's the city's only remaining Jewish congressman. Maloney has emphasized her fight for abortion rights.
You cannot send a man to do a woman's job.
Today I asked Nadler what happens if his constituents vote him out. And if you lose this race, is this district still in good hands?
It's in good hands, yes. Not as good.
In Florida tonight, another hard-fought Democratic primary. Two candidates battling it out to take on Republican Governor Ron DeSantis. In one corner, former Governor Charlie Crist. He was a Republican then. He's a Democrat now.
Florida's a beautiful place, and we need to bring her back together.
Crist going head-to-head with State Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried.
I have been in the trenches fighting Ron DeSantis for 3.5 years. I am ready for this battle.
DeSantis himself has his sights set on a possible presidential campaign.
We can never, ever surrender to woke ideology.
He has spent the past week on tour of the battleground states, campaigning for Republican candidates in New Mexico, Pennsylvania, Arizona, and Ohio.
All right, so let's get Rachel Scott tonight. And Rachel, that New York congressional race pitting these two veteran lawmakers against each other. And I know there's a third candidate in the race who's really trying to make the case it's time for a generational change.
Yes, David, 38-year-old Suraj Patel. He used to work for former President Barack Obama. He says it's now time for the Obama generation to take over. But he's up against two Democratic titans with decades of political experience. Congressman Jerry Nadler has represented the Upper West Side for more than 30 years. That makes up a large section of this district, and it typically has high voter turnout, David.
All right, we'll be watching in the coming hours. Rachel Scott tonight. Thank you, Rachel. Next here tonight, the explosive allegations against Twitter from a former head of security now turned whistleblower. Peter Zonko has filed complaints with several government agencies accusing Twitter of dangerous lapses in cybersecurity, including those fake accounts, bot accounts, saying those lapses, quote, threaten national security and democracy. Twitter fired Zonko in December. They deny his claims, but members of Congress already taking notice tonight, and this could impact Twitter's legal fight with Elon Musk. When we come back on this busy news night, the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi pleading guilty to his DUI after his crash in California, and tonight the sentence.
I still practice for what's next, even with higher stroke risk due to AFib not caused by a heart valve problem. So if there's a better treatment than warfarin, I like that too. Eliquis. Eliquis reduces stroke risk better than warfarin and has less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis has both.
Don't stop taking Eliquis without talking to your doctor, as this may increase your risk of stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. Get help right away for unexpected bleeding or unusual bruising. It may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
The #1 cardiologist prescribed blood thinner. Ask your doctor about Eliquis.
We have to tell everyone that we just switched to Verizon's new Welcome Unlimited plan for just $30.
I've already told everyone.
Wait, did you say Verizon for just $30?
It's their best unlimited price ever.
$30? That's awesome. Yeah, and it's from the most reliable 5G network in America.
For $30 a line, I'm switching now.
Yeah, it's easy. And you get $960 when you switch the whole family.
Wow, I gotta let my buddies know.
We're already here.
The network you want, the price you love, only from Verizon.
In a recent clinical study, patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity, using less or a lot less oral pain medicines, and improved quality of life. Ask your doctor about Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Tonight, the husband of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi pleading guilty to DUI after his crash in California. Prosecutors say 82-year-old Paul Pelosi's blood alcohol level was .082 when he and another car collided in Napa County, California in May. The judge sentencing him today to 5 days in jail and 3 years probation. He receives credit for 4 of the days. The 5th day will be spent doing community service. There's new data tonight showing overall life expectancy here in the U.S. falling in all 50 states. The CDC reporting a drop by 1.8 years from 2019 to 2020, falling from 78.8 to 77 years. New York State seeing the largest decline by 3 years, D.C. falling 2.7 years, Hawaii with the highest life expectancy in the country. The decline, of course, blamed on the pandemic and the rise on fatal drug overdoses in this country. When we come back tonight, 2 automakers, 2 major recalls involving SUVs and a potential fire risk. They're actually urging owners to park their cars away from their homes.
So we need something super distinct.
Dad's work. Meet daughter's playtime.
Wait till you hear this.
Thankfully, Metaportal helps reduce background noise.
Zero lace model.
Adjusts to low light.
Though it seems far out.
And pans and zooms to keep you in frame.
Take a look at this.
So the whole team stays on track.
Okay, let's get some feedback. Great.
Metaportal, the smart video calling device that makes work from home work for you.
Type 2 diabetes? Discover the power of 3 in the Ozempic Tri-Zone.
In my Ozempic Tri-Zone, I lowered my A1C, CV risk, and lost some weight.
Ozempic provides powerful A1C reduction. In studies, the majority of people reached an A1C under 7 and maintained it. Ozempic lowers the risk of major cardiovascular events, such as stroke, heart attack, or death, in adults also with known heart disease. And you may lose weight. Adults lost up to 14 pounds. Ozempic isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't share needles or pens or reuse needles. Don't take Ozempic if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Ozempic and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Ozempic with a sulfonylurea or insulin may increase low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Join the millions already taking Ozempic. Ask your healthcare provider about the Ozempic Tri-Zone.
You may pay as little as $25 for a 3-month prescription.
I went to Angie and typed in pool,
Water heater.
cleaners, garage.
Interior painting, exterior painting.
For whatever project you need, there's an option.
Oh, I have another project. Let me try this.
Get started at Angie.com today.
Hey, fellow truck lovers, it's me, Bob. Today I'm going to show you the easiest way to make your truck better. It's a no-brainer. WeatherTech. Laser measured floor liners that fit perfectly in the front and rear. Underseat storage system keeps your cargo organized. Rolled up truck bed cover protects your cargo bed. Bump step to guard the rear bumper, no drill mud flaps, and of course cup phone for your phone. Boom, better truck. Hope you were paying attention. Now remember, get all your American-made protection at WeatherTech.com.
When paint says, I'm here, I say, so are they. Aleve, who do you take it for?
I'd like to thank our sponsor, Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Contestants ready? Go!
Oh my goodness.
No! Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
To the index into that major SUV recall tonight from 2 separate automakers, Hyundai and Kia, both recalling 281,000 SUVs because of a potential fire risk linked to a tow hitch circuit board. The company's issuing stop sale orders for the Hyundai Palisade and Kia Telluride, recent model years 2020 to 2022, and owners tonight are being urged to park their cars outside and away from their homes until a fix is available. Of course, we've got more on our website later this evening for you. And when we come back tonight, why it really pays off to live next door to a firefighter and a nurse. You have to see this.
It started somewhere between a cuddle and a struggle. It's the side hug. Tween milestones like this may start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then, too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for others, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Welcome.
Now, as the dad cab, it's my cue to help protect them.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next. Ask their doctor about HPV vaccination today.
I'm Steve. I lost 138 pounds in 9 months on Golo and taking Release. Since taking Release, my sleep is way better. My inflammation has gone way down. I'm nonstop now. I feel way better than I did before. I don't sit down in life anymore.
Giorgio, look. The peanut butter box is here.
Ralph, that's the Chewy Pharmacy box with our flea and tick meds. It's not peanut butter.
The peanut butter box is here.
I'm out.
Pet prescriptions delivered to your door. Chewy.
Life doesn't stop for diabetes. Be ready for every moment with Glucerna. It's the #1 doctor-recommended brand that's scientifically designed to help manage your blood sugar. Live every moment. Glucerna.
Secondhand smoke caused me to have asthma attacks, infections, and lung damage, and I never smoked.
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
In this market, you'll find Fisher Investments is different than other money managers.
Different how? Aren't we all just looking for the hottest stocks?
Nope. We use diversified strategies to position our clients' portfolios for their long-term goals.
But you still sell investments that generate high commissions for you, right?
No, we don't sell commission products. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our clients' best interest.
So when do you make more money? Only when your clients make more money?
Yep. We do better when our clients do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Your mission: stand up to moderate to severe rheumatoid arthritis
Or active psoriatic arthritis.
and take it on with Rinvoq.
Rinvoq is a once-daily pill that tackles pain, stiffness, swelling.
For some, Rinvoq significantly reduces RA and PSA fatigue. It can stop irreversible joint damage.
And Rinvoq can leave skin clear, or almost clear, in PSA. That's Rinvoq Relief.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers, including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Ask your rheumatologist about Rinvoq Relief. Rinvoq. Make it your mission. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Rinvoq.
If only there was a place in the morning to start my day. With a smile, somewhere to help me get in the know. Oh, wait, there is.
Good morning, America.
GMA 7A. Now that's how you start your day.
Following tonight, the firefighter and the nurse next door. America Strong. It all played out in York Haven, Pennsylvania, where Chris Favorite and Beth Villarreal are getting married next month. Chris was doing a workout at home when suddenly he felt pain in his chest. In a panic, he went to his neighbor's house, the firefighter and the nurse next door, the Muirs. Ringing the doorbell, leaning on the porch railing, collapsing, his fiancée behind him. Chris, the firefighter, Rachel, the nurse practitioner, both performing CPR until the ambulance arrives. Rachel would ride with him to the ER, and he told her, just keep me alive for the wedding. 4 days later, that neighbor, back on that same front porch, hugging the husband and wife, the firefighter and the nurse, who saved his life. And right here tonight,
Hi, David.
his gratitude.
It's nice to know that I can go over to them in my time of need and get the CPR that I needed that day.
He's also ready for the wedding.
We're looking forward to a long life together because of the actions of my neighbors.
Hi, David.
And tonight, the neighbor, the firefighter, with a message for us all.
Anyone on the street who takes this class and takes a CPR class, they could do the same thing.
It's true. The wedding next month, the firefighter and the nurse will be there. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most...
Tonight, Ben Affleck and J-Lo's official wedding photos, plus their guests speak out.
I bawled throughout because it was so damn beautiful.
Then, Sly Stallone's tattoo regret, why he covered his wife's face with a dog. And from a nasty divorce
It's obviously been a rough couple years.
to a summer together, why Kelly Clarkson reunited with her ex, plus
I can't believe we haven't talked about this.
Meghan Markle's motherhood nightmare,
Everyone's in tears. Everyone's shaking.
and Sterling K. Brown after This Is Us revealing a new look.
If you put a camera on me, I have like a little wind-up thing in my back, and I'll just go like a little bunny until like I run out of stuff.
E.T. starts now.
From Kelly Clarkson's divorce twist to Sylvester Stallone's rocky marriage, ain't love grand? Welcome to Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah, lots of couples news to dive into, but let's start with a couple deep in wedded bliss. The Afflecks, Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, and the new wedding photos. J-Lo behind a veil, holding her bouquet and posing for the mirror. The new pics are exquisite, and there's video, too, giving a start-to-finish inside look, from artist sketches to the elaborate beading. Designer Ralph Lauren just released this behind-the-scenes footage detailing the creation of J-Lo's show-stopping wedding gown. Over 1,000 handkerchiefs and 500 meters of fabric were used to create the classic turtleneck gown. J-Lo actually wore 3 different Ralph Lauren dresses for her weekend I-dos.
I bawled throughout because it was so damn beautiful.
Ben's pal, director Kevin Smith, told ET Canada what it was like witnessing the vows.
Was it one of the most beautiful events I've ever been present for? Overwhelmingly emotional. I'm a crier.
A source tells ET Ben and Jen were elated with their wedding weekend, but a lot of people are wondering, why wasn't J-Lo's bestie Leah Remini at the nuptials? You'll recall the couple kinda became Instagram official when Leah posted this pic from her 51st birthday party. Well, Leah was reportedly busy getting ready to send her daughter Sophia off to college. In June, she posted this sweet video celebrating her 18th birthday. I'm still Jenny from the block. But back to the stunning new images of J-Lo's Ralph Lauren gown. The designer is one of her favorites, from these super casual tie-dye sweats to her Western-themed Met Gala moment last year.
Did you come up with the look this evening, J-Lo? Was it a collaborative effort?
J-Lo also wore Ralph Lauren for the 2019 CFDA Award, showing off her abs and sharing her connection to the designer.
I grew up in the Bronx, so of course I had to wear Ralph Lauren tonight, also from the Bronx. I know he understands a girl's love of crop tops, ponytails, sparkles, and a little drama.
And from wedded bliss to Sylvester Stallone's rocky marriage.
As long as the family's happy, the wife is happy, the kids are still talking to me, it's all good.
These are the pics that are sparking rumors of a split. A giant tattoo of his wife Jennifer Flavin's face now covered with Butkus, the dog from his Rocky movies. Then there's this cryptic post from Jennifer with their daughters. These girls are my priority. Nothing else matters. The 4 of us, forever.
It's important to stay together as a family. You can't spend too many weeks apart.
The couple just celebrated 25 years of marriage in May. Internet sleuths also noticed that Jennifer no longer follows Sly on social media. But a rep for the 76-year-old actor says the whole thing is a misunderstanding. Mr. Stallone intended to refresh the tattoo image of his wife, Jennifer. However, the results were unsatisfactory and, unfortunately, unfixable.
Every day's your day, honey. You know I wouldn't be here without you.
Here's what else we know. The entire Stallone family is shooting a reality show coming to Paramount+. So could the Stallones be taking a page out of the Kardashians' playbook and drumming up some extra drama for TV?
I thought, I live a life, a weird life, funny life, because I have daughters. So it's going to go down.
And looks like Kelly Clarkson put her divorce drama aside this summer.
The kids were with me and with their dad. We were both in Montana. So it felt kind of the first time I think my kids felt a little more centered.
As part of the split, Kelly got their nearly 6,400-acre ranch, but her ex, Brandon Blackstock, still owns a small percent.
I literally four-wheeled in the mountains. I hadn't had a minute, and it's obviously been a rough couple years. So it was really important to me to, shut down for a minute.
Self-care is the name of the game. Now, let's get to Meghan Markle, who dropped her first podcast today with not 1, but 2 special guests.
Looks like just popped in.
Hello.
How you doing?
That's Harry crashing his wife's Archetypes debut with good friend Serena Williams.
I miss you guys.
Well, come and see us.
I will.
I'll make a plan.
Harry's actually been in Africa this week, and during Meghan's pre-recorded podcast, the Duchess reveals their son Archie had a near-death experience there while she gave this speech in 2019.
You're all powerful.
We get in the car and they say, there's been a fire in the baby's room. What? Stop. God, I can't believe we haven't talked about this. We're in the car racing back. Our amazing nanny, Lauren, she was supposed to put Archie down for his nap. And she just said, you know what? Let me just go and get a snack downstairs. Let me just bring him with me before I put him down. In that amount of time that she went downstairs, the heater in the nursery caught on fire. There was no smoke detector. He was supposed to be sleeping in there. And we came back, everyone's in tears, everyone's shaken. And what did we have to do? Go out and do another official engagement. I said, this doesn't make any sense. The focus ends up being on how it looks instead of how it feels.
That slam of the royal family comes more than 2 years after Megxit, and she doesn't stop there.
So I don't ever remember personally feeling